I don't care if you've been following the Fireflies all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Vista Smoking Out Fam with all the jackets. The day on my left, the oldest ninja in the world, old ninjas.
Y'all want to hear my Nazi knock joke?
Go ahead.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Smack. Be of the last two questions.
What's wrong with you, man?
What the fuck? I'm a right engineer on the 1 to 2. Joke me 5 on 3 is the fourth Kronus.
Soon I will be a two-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. Yeah.
Concert. You say
Almost
concert.
like concert,
That's
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Constipation.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
I'm gonna let this beer do my talking.
Damn.
Frothy. Could you guys even hear that?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
It was loud as fuck. There we go. We back up in this motherfucker one more again. We're online. Everybody's good. Chat's all live. All that.
We are online. Nobody's in the chat yet, but we do have listener of the week. That would be user 360-3739976. So
that's my favorite bot.
Thank you, bot.
I think that bot's OnlyFans.
We love you.
Wait,
joke?
100101011.
That's from
Binary.
Futurama.
Yeah,
That's from Futurama.
the time travel.
Yeah.
My joke is actually from Suits. The Suits. I guess. Yeah, it's from I guess it's from a blooper or whatnot. But Homeboy slaps the shit out of dude. And he does like a German SS impression. It's actually pretty funny. There's one. It's on TikTok or Instagram where they do it with cats. It's pretty fucking funny.
God damn. I literally thought that was from Inglourious Bastards or something. I was like, what?
I thought so too.
No, it's from Suits. It's pretty funny.
All right. So, old ninja, what kind of frothy urban beverage are you pouring out, and for whomst?
It's not frothy. God dang, it's not a malt. It's not malty.
It's malt liquor.
I'm sorry, it is malty, but it's
malt
not.
liquor.
There's no molasses in this one this week. Put it that way. We'll do some. We're doing some. I was gonna say slits. Nah, we did slits a couple minutes ago. We're gonna do some of that King Cobra. We're bringing it back. Pouring out some King Cobra tonight. We're gonna start with Earl Bowen. He's probably best known as the Doctor and Dr. Peter Silberman, or the Doctor from Terminator 2 and Terminator 3. He's also known for doing a lot of voice work in animation, such as he's Mr. Bleakman in Clifford the Big Red Dog. He's I don't watch this show, so I don't know if this is pronounced said in the right cadence, but he's Senor and Kim Possible. I don't watch this show. Yeah, I guess that's how you say his name. But he's that. In the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, he was the voice of Red Skull and the Beyonder. In games, he did some extensive work, such as he's King Tyrannus Menethil in Warcraft 2. He's also in almost every single Star Trek PC game. He's in Baldur's Gate 2, Dark Alliance, X-Men Legends, and a ton more. In TV, he's probably best known as the Harper family pastor, Reverend Lloyd Meacham, on the 80s sitcom Mama's Family. He's also appeared in the Golden Girls, The Golden Palace, The Wonder Years, Boy Meets World, Seinfeld, and Three's Company. He had been suffering from lung cancer for a long time. He died at his home at the age of 81. Next up, we have Lisa Marie Presley, the only child of Elvis Presley and ex-wife of Michael Jackson. She led a very tabloid-fueled life. She's a singer and songwriter. She became the sole heiress to Graceland, the 13.8-acre mansion in the state of Elvis Presley, located in Memphis, Tennessee, in 1993 at the age of 25. When she inherited the estate, it had grown to $100 million in value, but she sold 85% of it in 2004. She's had numerous singles. chart within the top 10 in the Billboard 100, including "In the Ghetto," a 1969 song which was re-recorded to add her vocals as a duet with her dad. She's done very extensive charity work, including the Elvis Presley Charitable Foundation and the Dream Factory for the terminally ill children. She's been honored by the mayor of Tennessee for her charity work. She has 2 children, which I didn't know she had kids, but she has 2 kids from her first marriage. Her son, however, committed suicide in 2020.
Damn.
In 2002, she married Nick Cage after breaking her engagement to a musician. She had met the guy, was engaged for 2 years, and as soon as she met Nick Cage, she broke it off with him. This made a lot of her personal life very popular public affairs. She suffered a cardiac arrest at her home in California on the 12th. Her heart was restarted after CPR, and it was administered en route to the hospital, but she died later on that day at the age of 54.
She was at the, what was it? Was it the Critics or the Golden Globe?
Golden Globes. That was her last public appearance.
Yeah.
80th Golden Globes with her mom.
Damn. Oh wait,
But
her
I thought
mom is still alive?
Yeah, her mom's still alive. Her mom were the 2 guests. So she passed before her mother. Her son passed before her.
Wasn't she just she was at the Golden Globes, wasn't she?
Yeah, that's what we just said.
Oh, okay, my bad. I was reading something.
Oh yeah, she just appeared at the Golden Globe within like 2 to 3 days.
I think it was like the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a very short period of time before she passed.
Yeah.
Wow, her mom. I'm trying to look at a picture of her mom. Her mom looks good for her age. At least the picture I'm looking
80? No, I'm about to say her mom's like 70, 80 years old.
at.
Yeah, I was
77.
I mean, obviously Elvis died fairly young because all of the stuff
He
going
died
on.
when he was 42.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And then she was way younger than him, I think, right?
I think she was a teenager, wasn't she?
Oh.
No, you're thinking of that other.
Well, there was Jerry Lee Lewis with the 13-year-old.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think
With his cousin.
he knew her when she was like 16, and like they didn't get married until she was like in her 20s.
Oh, that's acceptable.
She was like the daughter of his like military captain or some shit. I don't know the full story. I just watched the Presley doc.
Oh yeah,
movie
yeah.
or whatever. That
You
was
saw that movie?
horrible. It was horrible. It was so bad.
Yeah.
You have to have like ADHD to watch that movie because it's just too much moving around and flashing back. It looks like it was made by a TikToker. It's so
Damn.
fucking bad. And the music doesn't make any sense. I mean, not Elvis's movie,
Is
but
it
like the
Elvis?
music that's
It's
it's
his
Elvis movie,
music?
but like they have like the song what's her name? Not Cardi B, what's her name? Doja Cat. She does a cover of one of Elvis's songs.
Is it Vegas?
And yeah, Vegas. Vegas is a remake of Pound Dog.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make any sense in the movie. I mean, the song is great. I love the song, but like it doesn't make any sense in the movie.
Damn.
Like her song comes on, it doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be like an old movie, but they have like this more upbeat music that's playing and people are dancing to it. It's
kind of like remember A Knight's Tale back in the day?
Oh yeah,
yeah, kind of like
but
that.
It had like modern music. It was like kind of fucking weird. It's like, what are you guys doing here?
I do
The
remember
movie
that.
wasn't that bad, but the music just was like totally off.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
The one that I love or the 2 that I love from a biopic musical standpoint was Joaquin in the Johnny Cash one.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Or Walk the Line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Walk the Line, and then of course Jamie as Ray.
Yeah.
Like both of those guys
yeah.
really brought it in those.
Jamie killed it as Ray. Yeah, dude. Priscilla, she looks good for her age. I'm not saying like I'm gonna go to her OnlyFans right now. I'm talking about like she looks good for a 77-year-old.
He's like, also, does she have an OnlyFans?
Yeah.
It was very specific.
man.
Though.
I mean, I guess her and Cher had the same surgeon.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, Cher is way up there.
Cher's dating. She's dating what? Cardi B or Nicki Minaj's like ex-boyfriend? Or no, it's what's her name? Amber
Their
Rose's
son?
ex-boyfriend.
Amber
Kanye?
Rose's ex, Wiz Khalifa.
No, another guy.
You got to be
like-
very specific when you say Amber Rose's ex. So there's like a whole bunch of guys that qualifies as.
I mean, he's like 33. And him Him and Cher.
I mean, Madonna was like dating some like super young guy too, and she's like,
Yeah,
you know,
she's
yeah.
70. She's like 60, 70, something like that.
At least she's in her 60s. But she looks
I
like
looked up this dude. I don't know who the hell this guy is.
Madonna went like
Yeah,
kind of full Thundercat, alien looking. No, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, her face is fully pulled back. So, oh, she's 64.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cher?
no, Madonna.
Madonna.
Cher's up there. Cher's like 74, I think. Let me see. Cher is 76. There you go.
Still
Dating a
60.
33-year-old man. I guess so. Like I said, good surgeons.
Exactly. All right. Any others?
No, those are the two that I caught.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Usually the chat lets me know if I miss anyone, but I haven't seen no one say anything yet.
My favorite are when we start casting and then there's something that happens while we're casting and we have to hit the brakes.
That's actually the worst because sometimes somebody dies. Like Stitch caught one where like podcasting once, like a huge celebrity died right in the middle of the cast.
Yeah. All bad. All right. Who wants to start shitting on Velma first?
Oh man. Oh,
Have y'all seen it?
Man. Yeah, I saw.
No,
that.
I haven't.
I saw the first episode and a half. Oh man.
To quote a famous man, I wish I had more thumbs to give this fucking movie a show 4 thumbs down or something like that. I can't remember how it goes.
Yeah, it was that bad. I can't. I had some hopes for it because it looked like kind of edgy, but they kind of took the edginess like way too far. And I think this is what happened in the writers' room. Somebody was like, you know what? I really can't stand fucking Scooby Doo, so let's make a fucking Scooby Doo show. And then they decided to make everything anti Scooby Doo. First of all, there's no fucking Scooby Doo. Where the fuck is Scooby Doo? Where the fuck is Scooby Doo? And I understand it's about Velma, but she doesn't even say like her. She never even said fucking Jinkies, like at all. There's like really like fucked up jokes. Like they make fun of Fred having a little dick, and it's just like,
Yeah.
Oh damn.
okay, like we're doing this now. Like we're making little dick jokes. And then Shaggy is no longer Shaggy, is Norval, which is okay. He's a black dude, fine or whatever. But whoever tried to be edgy about him not doing drugs, you can't do that while trying to make a joke about him constantly not doing drugs. Like, that's not comedy. That's just you're drawing to the fact that this character is supposed to do drugs, but now he's not, and it's fucking weird as shit. Most of the jokes they don't land at all. It just seemed, and the murder mystery part of it was just like fucking dumb too. It was really, really bad. This is one of those ones where when people on the right say, "Oh, this shit went way too woke," I think this might be one of those shows. Like seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it. I hate watching it. By the way, too, all of us hate watching it because we've all heard by now that it's not that good at all. All of us hate watching it. Had HBO bragging about, it's the most watched animated show on a series on our channel or on our streaming or whatever. So kind of be careful what you wish for. Y'all gonna hate watch it into getting a season 2. Just be careful.
Yeah.
That has happened on other shows.
It has. So, but here's the thing. Kronus is right. The stuff with Fred and the little dick, it doesn't land for me because you're reminded instantly that these kids are high school students. And so, like, they're also talking about Fred being, not finishing puberty.
Yeah, even though he's kind of yoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like, they said he didn't finish puberty, but he's also yoked. So it's like he had to have finished puberty to be yoked. So you don't understand basic human anatomy. Fucking weird. Whatever.
And even if there's some weird reason why your upper body did, but your lower body didn't, I'm not a doctor. Let's go with it for a second. It's odd from a show that's about high school kids. And then the other thing is, like, they start off the series with like not only a murder, but like a high school girls animated locker room scene. You know what I mean? And that's we've all seen Porky's. You know what I mean? On all of that.
Oh, hold on. We have seen Porky. Most of the people have not. That are probably watching the show have not seen Porky.
Old dusty motherfucker.
Yeah. American Pie too dated too? Is that too old? Probably.
Oh, that one I think almost barely on the cusp because they're talking about remaking it, but I'm like, it's probably not going to fly in today's
Yeah.
climate.
But
that one's
here's
a
my
little,
here's my thing. So it's definitely a mature rated show, but you kind of go there like by showing completely decapitated or brains removed in terms of the corpses, and then at the same time you do a shower comedy scene with high school girls, which I get it, but that's censored too. It's not like interspecies reviewers. So you go there on some things, on other things you don't. But most importantly, the writing was just it felt like some stuff that was belonged on someone's Tumblr or bad fucking
fanfic.
yeah, fanfic or whatever. There is no Scooby, but I'm almost glad that Scooby's not fucking in this. I think that would have brought it even down worse. Could you imagine how poorly they would write Scooby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? If he was in on this, and the last thing I'll say is, what's her name? Mila. What is it?
Mina,
Mina Kunis?
Minnie,
No, not Mina Kunis.
Mindy
Mila
Kaling.
Mindy,
Mindy Kaling.
yeah.
Mindy Kaling. A lot of South Asian folks are giving her all kind of shade for being real low self-esteem with all of her characters. I haven't watched all of her shows. I liked her on what was it, The Office. But Velma talking about, I'm too hairy armed and I eat weird food and I'm a brown girl with no self-esteem, but I really love bread. Yeah, eating out of the trash. I was just like, none of this seems Velma. Velma was smart and quirky and like not this kind of personality at all. Anyway, anybody else see it?
Oh yeah, I watch it too. I like everything you guys say. I agree with. Like they try way too hard to be edgy because like even like the opening scene with the girls in the shower, like they're constantly like trying to be if they're like naked and they're trying to break the fourth wall, but then like they're talking about other shows, like they're talking about like Riverdale, how like there's a scene in that show. It's the show's just all over the place. The writing's really bad, but one thing is really cool. It's the animation. That's the one props I gotta give for the show. The animation is pristine. Like even when Velma has her like panic attacks, like the animation is like beautiful. And I think all of like the voice work and stuff is all done like really well. But like the writing is just horrible. Like the story just like there's even times where it seems like it's gonna get good. It's like okay, there's a little traction going on here, and then all of a sudden there's derailed with some stupid ass joke or some vulgar comment or like there's like the scene where Velma like she finds out about her mom, so she tries to be like body positive and stuff like that. But then I just kind of gets derailed because like somebody's like, "Oh, you just cover up because you murder somebody," and it's like, what? Like it's the show's just all over the place right now. It's sitting at a 6% on Rotten Tomato for audience score, which is I don't know. That might be the lowest I've ever seen before.
That's pretty bad.
I think it's deserved. I mean, honestly, it's just fucking so bad.
Yeah. Here's the other thing too. I didn't have high expectations.
Me neither.
But if you really think back, there haven't been that many bad adaptations for Scooby-Doo, whether live action, cartoon series, or movies. Most of it has been pretty fucking great for Scooby. You know what I mean? Most.
And like they have like tons of material they could have pulled from and like built up like Velma character. Because like you said, like she's like intelligent, smart. Like she's not eating out of the fucking trash can or like worrying about her social status. She's just hitting the books and out there solving crime. And she didn't even solve any crimes in this whole entire thing. She's fucking up. Like she frames people and like the other thing that bothered me too is that like Daphne's parents, they're like lesbians and they're cops, but they're horrible fucking cops. And it's like how are you fucking cops and you're it's just it's so bad. They try to take like the funny stuff from here and there, put it all together, and it just did not fucking work.
They
at
even
all.
made a joke about the lesbian cops because they were like, in every other show, lesbian cops are good cops, and I was just like, are they? Like, I was like, where are they pulling this from? Like, are all lesbian cops good cops? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I was gonna say, did you see 2020 Scoob, the animated film?
Yeah, I like that one. I thought that was pretty good.
I mean, it was okay, but I don't think it was great. There's some of the one of their movies that wasn't really good. I think Blue reviewed it on Cash like years ago. Not Zombie Island, because that was actually pretty good. The one before that wasn't. Remember, he said it wasn't that great. It was just okay. I can't think of the name.
Well,
I know, like one of the recent animations that came out, the animation is really bad looking, but I never actually got around to watching it.
But let me just say this though: Scooby's been around since the '60s. Like that's over 50 years now, basically, of Scooby Doo. You're gonna find stuff that's middle of the road, sure, right?
I'm pretty sure it's more than 50 years.
Yeah, over 60, whatever. But like, all I'm trying to say is, in general, some of it's more, for little kids. I get that. Some of it's more for like preteen or even teen or even more geared towards adults. But most of it, the overwhelming majority of it, has been pretty solid. That's how Scooby Doo has such a fucking huge fan base. Very few people hate on Scooby Doo.
Yeah, because it's stoner. It's the stoner community. Everyone in the stoner community, they love Scooby Doo, and they always make references for it. If you've ever seen the original Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, when they pick up the Scooby Doo band, and the whole band is like smoked out, and like they're all like tripping and shit. There's a great analogy for them being part of the smoke or the. It was. I remember back in the day, it was like Scooby Doo for like kids, which was supposed to be about the stoner community, and then Cheech and Chong for the adults. Those two like kind of went hand in hand.
Yeah,
but like
go ahead.
In the whole Scooby Doo lore, they never really say that Shaggy and Scoop are out there getting high. It was just kind of implied.
But it's very. If you're an adult, yeah, it's like if you're an adult and you're watching it with your kid, you're like, hold on.
Yeah.
So
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just. Even with the whole possibly getting high or whatever, it was still like this fun ass show with these young people that were solving fucking mysteries and being friends and rolling around in a van, and it was all kind of 60s vibe, but it still worked in 2020, in 2023.
I think they really try to recreate the magic of Harley Quinn. Because Harley Quinn on HBO Max is fucking hilarious, and they do it really well. Like it's bloody, it's gory. Like they talk about like sex and stuff like that, but it's like really well done. But like with this show, it was like just way over the top, and it didn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah, especially like in the very beginning when she was just like literally afraid to solve shit. I was just like, hold on, this is like literally that's the character. Like she solves shit, and for her to have some like crippling anxiety about solving things, I was just like, come on, guys, is this what we're doing here? Like,
and it's clear exactly what her gift is from her mom. Her mom left her something so she can find her. Like that shit's just That's just written on the wall. It's like what's inside that box.
Yeah, but then she's like throwing it away and shit. So I was just like, this doesn't seem like this is so dumb. Like, why would you like
open the fucking box?
Yeah, just open the box. Like,
well, the whole thing with Norville and the aspect of him having this simping ass, love for her, but not kind of confessing, but kind of not with the joking. None of that fucking landed.
No,
the only part I laughed at was when
Norville.
What's his name? Norrell. When he pulled up to Velma's house and she's making out with Daphne, he's like, "Well, I guess she's not into my type of people or something like that." That's the only thing I laughed at. I can't remember exactly what he said, but that was the only thing that I thought was funny in the whole entire 2 episodes that they aired.
I'm about to say, this is only 2 episodes. This is supposed to be like 10, 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So my thing is, like, I haven't seen this. So with all of the apprehension with Daphne's character, or not Daphne, Velma's character, from like actually doing spy shit, mystery shit, whatever. Is this a prequel series? Is this supposed to be before? Because apparently they're not Mystery Inc. at the time.
No, they're not.
There's no Scooby, so maybe this is what fuels her to become a detective. I don't know. I haven't seen the show.
That's giving them a huge benefit of the doubt that they don't really deserve at this point.
Yeah.
So
they've done that before in like movies and TV show where we get to see them before they form Mystery Inc. So
if they're thinking this is a prequel and there's gonna be extra ones, then it's gonna go the way of that same fucking Tom Cruise movie with the monster franchise that I called back in the day. I was like, ain't gonna be no fucking franchise if the first one fails. So this one's failing.
Yeah, and then the other thing I'll say too is look at the stark difference between another '60s era show with the Addams Family, and then you get a remix with Wednesday, just
Yeah.
taking one character, and everybody fucking loved it because you had good writing, you had creative directing, good new characters, and all that other shit. And compare that to this one, you know,
Yeah. It's
old
night and
established
day.
character. Yeah, come on. You need yourself a Jenna Ortega. That's what the fuck you need.
Dude,
I was going to say this movie,
Yeah,
this show needs Jenna Ortega. Apparently, she was
it's funny.
saved.
Killer Frost in the chat said that a pup named Scooby Doo is still forever one of the best amongst the Scooby Doo shows.
That
And
shit
I was
solid.
just thinking about the intro music, and that intro music was slap, man. That shit was hella good. But then it also made me think of like Little Shop of Horror. It had that kind of like that, what is it called, like doo-wop style singing in the intro, which was fucking dope.
The other thing I loved about the old school original Scooby Doo, like from the late '60s, early '70s, was you would have like the Globetrotters show the fuck up on that
Yeah.
shit. You know what I
They were
mean?
everywhere though.
Batman showed up.
Yeah, Batman show, like you'd have fucking cameos out of nowhere. Like, holy shit, is Batman on Scooby Doo? This is great. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that
but
was awesome.
they continue that even into the 2000s when they had like Johnny Bravo with fucking.
They freaking have like the WWE show up. They have like a whole movie with
Yeah,
a lot of John Cena in
Hogan.
them.
Yeah, they had Hulk Hogan show up. They had all kinds of shit that happened. So,
Yeah, Space Ghost, all of it. So we'll see, but yeah, again, please do not hate watch this so that it becomes so successful we get a season 2. Like, don't do that. That's going to fucking suck.
It's gonna happen. Everybody's gonna see how bad it is.
If they can somehow take everything back and redo everything like they did Sonic, this show might have a chance. Because, like I said, the
It's too
animation
late.
is
It's already
fucking
out.
really good.
yeah, I'm about to say it's already out.
Well, remember that dumb shit they did with the Birds of Prey or whatever, where it came out and then like while it was still in theaters, 4 weeks later they said, we're gonna change the fucking name. Like we're gonna do a
my
mulligan
God,
on
that
this
was
shit.
so stupid.
I was
That
like, what the fuck?
That didn't save nothing though.
No.
God.
It was bad.
That movie was
all
so
right,
bad too. God damn.
let's get
What's the
into
Rotten
these
Tomatoes
goddamn,
score on that?
let's get into these goddamn clickers. Goddamn it!
Oh yeah. Oh, The Last of Us.
Yeah, that
What a
fungus.
Oh,
goddamn glorious show.
something HBO got right.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is. I was on the fence because when things are newer in your mind, like fresher in your mind, you think that this is like the best thing. But I'm trying to think of, like the best, TV adaptations for video games, and obviously the first one that comes to mind is Arcane because that one just came out fucking left field, and it was so good. But in Arcane, the first episode, you kind of had to get through,
Yep.
and then then it keeps getting better and better and better and better and better. The Last of Us, the first episode, you have to kind of get through not fucking crying is what you need to do. So, and it's like I didn't tell because me and Kay watched it, and I didn't tell her about like the beginning of like what's gonna happen.
Dude, I didn't
And,
know.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know either? Yeah, it's just
I
fucking.
never played the game, dude.
Never played the
I
game.
was not ready. I was not ready. I fucking cried. I had all kind of emotions. I like had a bit of a panic attack because the shit was getting kind of too real for me. Fucking airplanes falling on goddamn sky.
And there was like so much stuff was like frame for frame from the game. It was so amazing.
Yeah.
Some stuff.
Like I saw that somebody posted a picture that even the girl, like the T-shirt that she wore to bed or something like that, was the exact same shirt that was in the game, and I was like, "Damn, man, that's taking attention to details to another level."
Well, fucking Neil Druckmann is doing some executive producing and whatnot on. He's heavily involved in this shit, which is awesome. And then the other thing I'll say is I was like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio in that fucking meme and shit where he's pointing at the screen the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, they're going to do the thing. That thing is going to happen. I know what's going, but I didn't want to spoil it for Mishka because I think she saw me play The Last of Us, but it was so fucking long ago. That was on PS3 era, 2013.
Oh damn!
So she had forgotten and she didn't know where this was going. But I give them props for even some of the slight changes.
I love the changes.
Yeah, like that's not how Sarah looked in the game.
No.
And this was I believe a mixed actress, and she knocked it out of the fucking park. We got to get her name out of here on here. Obviously Pedro Pascal, who's just great in everything. He didn't, not the same ethnicity as Joel in the game, but none of that fucking matters. They fucking rock. Same with Tommy.
Yeah.
But
Nico Parker is her name.
Nico Parker.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. Maybe she's on my Jenna Ortega list. She's a young talented actress. Props to her. But it looked frame for frame. I was like, oh, they're going to go to Boston next. Oh, we're going to meet Marlene next.
Yeah.
We get the Marlene voice actress. Look up her
Marlene.
name. It played Marlene. I was like, oh shit, that's Marlene. You know what I mean?
Her name is Merle Dandridge.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So I'm all the way on board. This is gonna be a complex, emotional ass fucking tale. And Bella, that's Ellie, right? Bella? Yeah. I think she fucking gets it because when she sees Joel fucking beat that ass and kill that, she's like, oh.
She's like, I'm gonna get some of this shit.
Yeah.
Whoop his ass.
Yep. She is the polar opposite of what's her name? Sarah. Yeah. In terms of like Sarah, when Joel went upside that old woman's head, she was just like, what the fuck is going wrong with my dad?
Dude, she cried and said, you killed her. And he's like, we gotta go.
Going nuts.
So that's actually one of the changes that I kind of liked because in the game it's not like that.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, in the game, what happens is the neighbor who's a guy. I don't even think it was a neighbor. It's just some random fucking dude smashes through the sliding glass door in the back at night, and that's when Joel gets home and saves her. And he's like trying to talk him down into having to shoot him. And so it's
blasting.
Yeah, but it's dramatic, but I think it's actually more dramatic because it shows a connection between like Joel, Sarah, and the neighbors because there's a lead up to that, and also the fucking creepy ass lead up when the grandmother is sitting in the fucking wheelchair and she's like clicking out and shit in the background, but they don't focus on her.
Nope.
And the dog, I was like, oh man,
dog's like, give me the
fuck. Dude, the dog just sat there and he almost kind of growls, but he's like, he's like, something's wrong, and like Sarah doesn't pick up on it when she leaves. She just leaves, like she kind of like notices there's something wrong with the dog, but not the woman, and she just keeps going. And the dog comes over later, like the dog tries to stop her from going into the house. Yeah, like, don't go in there, little girl. Run, little girl.
The shit that was trippy to me is that, like, normally, like, when there's, like, a zombie apocalypse, it starts off kind of slow. It's like, okay, yeah, there's things happening here, it's happening here. Now, with this show, it was like, that morning in the news, it was like, oh, there's some weird stuff happening in Thailand. By the end of the school day, fucking that watch shop closed, and she went home, and then, like, the old lady started tripping out, and then 2 o'clock in the morning, all hell fucking broke loose, and, like, I was like, where the fuck is this show going? Like, goddamn, I'm not ready. I'm not. And then it skipped to like, what, 20 years later? Yeah. I was like, holy shit. Like, we don't get to see what happens in between. We're just, bam, right into it. But then, like, the one scene with the little girl, like, the little, I think she was probably like 7 or 8 or something like that. And, like, she's walking to the compound and, like, they, like, stop her or whatever and they bring her in. And they fucking test her. The next thing you see, them throwing her body into a fucking fire pit. I was like, fuck, man, like I wasn't ready. That was too emotional for me.
Yeah, even Casey was like, what the fuck? I was like, well, I mean, he was infected, so
it's infected.
So here's the thing too, like when it comes to The Last of Us Part 1, sometimes because of Part 2, people have these rose-colored glasses on that it wasn't as violent or what. Last of Us Part 1 gets real fucking gnarly fucking quick. Yeah. And so folks need to fucking buckle up. This is not like a walk in the fucking park. There's going to be some gross ass shit. And really and truly, it's the people, like in all, dystopian zombie tales, it's the people that are going to do some of the most fucked up shit. Not even the fucking clickers or whatever. But yeah, I'm all the way down. Pedro Pascal fucking convinced me, when he was just like, I got to go find Tommy. I was like, here we go. That's where the adventure fucking starts. Ellie gonna go with you. And even some of the scenes with the big pipes that they were going through with was it Triss? Is that her name? Shit.
Oh, Tess.
Yeah, Tess. I was like, oh shit, I remember those scenes in the fucking game. Oh, I know. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know what the fuck's gonna happen.
What's crazy about Tess is that right when we see her, I was like, oh, it's she's from Fringe because it's Natora.
Mhm.
And I was like, it's so cool to like see her, getting some goddamn work again. So because I haven't seen her in anything for a while. I'm sure she's been acting, but it's good to see her. One of the other changes that I really liked is how the infected kill. That effect with like the spores like going into like the body and
The
like
roots and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely not in the game. They just zombied out and like ate you or like bit you in the game. But in this one with like the tendrils going into the body, that is such a cool effect.
Yeah, it's better
like-
for. It feels like that's better for a TV series. I get it. You know what I mean?
Well, I love how in the beginning they kind of break like the little news thing or the talk show in the beginning with the doctors and the news guys and stuff like that. And they kind of talk about because they mentioned like there is like a fungus out there that can control like an ant and basically turn them into a zombie. And I think everybody's seen that video of the ant fucking going up to the top of the tree and fucking like dying basically.
Yeah,
but like the fact that they kind of use that in this show, but like the fact that they talked about how like it's not like viruses or like bacteria and stuff we need to be worried about. It's like fungus because like we don't really have like a cure or some kind of anti-medicine for fungus. And like it's crazy because he had mentioned how like we use we use fungus for like mind altering stuff for like different kind of drugs that we use, and then like people want to get fucking high, they like take shrooms or something like that. And I was like, damn, this shit's right. Like fungus can really fuck with our minds, and we do use it for those aspects. I think that kind of added to the lure of the TV series, which I thought was really cool.
Agreed. Yeah.
So the game is based off of the cordyceps. So Neil Druckmann went to a college professor. I guess he watched Geographic about the fungus, and he went to the professor and talked about, hey, because this can really happen. And so he wrote the story based on this. He wanted to make a game kind of like this. You can actually read on I think it's on I think it's on Games Radar, where Neil Druckmann had a bigger plan for The Last of Us. He had like this bigger world view for the game, and the more he kept editing, the smaller it became with the story. So you see that you can hear about that process and the development of the show, where he talked about how he went to a doctor and talked about, can this happen with mushroom or fungi, and will this happen to us? It's pretty interesting kind of stuff. But yeah, what he talks about. The actor is John Hamm. I don't know if you guys remember the 1999 Mummy, where John Hamm plays the brother, like the drunk.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he's the professor.
Fraser.
He's the professor that talks about the cordyceps. It's a true mushroom. I mean, it's out there in South America, I believe, because it lives in that environment. But that shit's out there. I mean, granted, it's on a very much smaller scale, but it happens with insects.
It's ants. Yeah. Fucks up some ants.
Yeah, they also said, I guess the National Geographic episode shows a spider too. Like it infects
the spider. Spider one.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck.
Dude, they went to so much level of detail. Like Blue already mentioned with one of the shirts that like Sarah was sleeping in. But obviously Joel looks pretty fucking spot on with Pedro. With the green shirt and the backpack looks like the same. The fucking boots and whatnot. I was like, oh shit. The level of detail is there. Obviously, Ellie with Bella is on point already. I'm fucking ready, man. This is it.
The first episode was basically a movie because I think it was like an hour and a half, 45 minutes long. So it literally was a fucking movie, and it felt like I was watching a movie. Like the budget for it was like top notch. Like I don't know. I was really, really blown away with this pilot episode.
It's funny.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's funny that I don't remember Joel doing this in the first game, but he's like a drug pusher.
That's in the first.
It was in the first one. Yeah, he was pushing pretty hard on these drugs. So it was like, oh shit, he's got a little side hustle. Like it's a day job, but he has like a 9-time side hustle. Oh shit.
Hey man, you gotta get those numbers. The currency they were using looked like, made me think of back in the day, like food stamps.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did.
And when it was like papers and numbers and stuff like that, fake money.
And even from the game, everybody like relates to Joel as the game goes on, but they're very clear from the jump that in those 20 years, Joel has been doing some dirt. Like he's made plenty of enemies. He's smuggled all kinds of stuff. He's had to hurt people. Like if you listen to the dialogue in the game, Joel is far from a fucking angel. And he like has wrestled with that. And the whole thing of obviously Ellie being kind of a second chance daughter for him is unique because he's done such heinous shit. And we're surprised that he kind of comes around because basically Ellie reminds him of Sarah in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and even at the end of the game, like, I mean, what happens to Joel in The Last of Us 2, I mean, that's kind of his up and coming. I mean,
yep,
because he does like something in the end of The Last of Us the first one it's not great. It's definitely bad. So, but he did it for his reasons, and most people that played the game understand his reasons. But
when you see the other side,
yeah, people have they have people around them. They have family, they have friends. And if you kill one of them, they might come for your ass. And one of them might be kind of swole. So yeah.
You listen to this podcast, you know exactly who we're talking about.
Oh man! I mean, if you played the game, you know what you're talking about.
Somebody might have skipped leg day, but
I was gonna say to piggyback on what Prodigy was talking about. Like, I didn't realize how like brutal the game was, like until like when I'm playing the game, and you first sneak up on somebody, and you fucking open up their face with like a brick.
Mm-hmm.
And Ellie is like, fuck. She always made some kind of comment like, fuck, Joel. Like, did you really have to do that? Like, holy shit, Joel. Like, she continually says like little comments about the brutality of the way Joel dispatches people. So I'm just like, holy shit.
But
like,
then,
he is brutal. Like, he doesn't choke him out or nothing. He fucking ends them. He brutally ends them. Brutally.
But and this is not a spoiler for the show, but obviously the game's been out for over 10 years now. Ellie pays attention and learns a whole lot of fucking violence from Joel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Internalizes that violence. People, because she's, especially in this first game, mostly like a teenage girl, they automatically don't think that she's as violent as Joel, when if you play both games, her violence keeps escalating and escalating and escalating. She picks up on it.
Is she a playable character in the game, or is she just an NPC?
Yeah, she's a playable character in the first one, not for very long, but she's the entire DLC. And for like maybe a scene or a one act, she's playable. And then in the second game, it's pretty much her fucking game. Besides the one very muscular character that'll go in.
Well, I mean, it's actually the game is actually kind of split in two because it's mostly her, but it's mostly Swole Abbey too. So
yeah. So yeah, it's
I'm looking for an episode. I'm looking forward to the next episode. When do they drop?
Sundays.
On Sundays?
Yeah. HBO knows what's up. They drop that shit on Sundays.
We needed another HBO Sunday night like kind of show to get us. You know what I mean?
Like we had like
go ahead.
I was gonna say like we had True Blood and I think Lovecraft Country. I think that was like a Thursday they would drop.
No,
or Wednesday.
I think that was Sunday too. Watchmen,
House of the Dragon. Game of Thrones.
All Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Westworld. Same thing on Sunday. Especially right now, it's a really good time for them to drop it on Sunday because for me, there's no Rick and Morty. And then there's there's a huge hiatus for Last Week Tonight. So I don't think it's going until like late February, early March or something like that. So yeah.
Is even the show Oliver?
John Oliver?
Yeah, I thought I saw something about that. Possibly.
What say that again?
I thought I saw something about him possibly leaving the show.
No. He always takes a really long hiatus between like. It starts usually around Thanksgiving, and then usually comes back in February. But I think this time it's like March or something like that. So,
you might, Prodigy, you might be thinking about Trevor Noah. He's leaving his show.
I did hear that too. Yeah,
he been left. I think right now they have what's name is guest hosting. The black chick from SNL. She was in Ghostbusters. Big black lady.
Yeah.
She had a sex tape that got released.
Damn, Blue, you did your research.
Oh, we talked about that on this podcast. What's her name? I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name, but I know what you're talking about. Oh, it's like Leslie.
Leslie, yeah. I keep thinking Leslie Nielsen, but that's definitely not her.
Well, Leslie Nielsen's a man.
Yes, I know. That's a great
But
actor too.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, R.I.P. Leslie
Leslie Jones.
There you go.
Yeah, Leslie Jones.
There you go.
Perfect.
I know Old Ninja mentioned this last week. I finished up Glass Onion, that Knives Out story. That shit was fucking amazing. I love everything about it. The only problem I have with the promotion, y'all focused way too much on Daniel Craig and Dave Bautista, who I love. They're great. But there was a whole lot of Janelle Monáe in this one, and she fucking killed every fucking scene in it. Like,
So that was on purpose because you focus on her, you give too much away.
I barely knew she was in it. You know what I mean?
I knew she was in it. So
yeah, but in any event, I fucking loved it. I think it was funny, and I was talking to Old Ninja about this, I think, while we were playing Modern Warfare. Dave Bautista was kind of like a wannabe Joe Rogan, and then what Edward Norton was kind of like a wannabe Elon.
He's definitely Elon. Definitely.
You know, and Edward Norton is saying stuff that at first you're like, okay, that's kind of weird, but I'm gonna just let it fly because I'm kind of interested in the plot. And then you realize kind of later there's some stuff that he said that don't make any fucking sense and was just wrong. You know, and he gets called out on it, like dumb shit that sounds like he wants to be smart but ain't. That's what I fucking loved about
that sounds
it.
a lot like Elon.
Yeah, it's fucking spot on. Did anybody else see it?
No. I need to watch the first one, and then there's a couple like that. I want to watch the first one, this one, and I think RRR is probably the next one on my list of like movies to watch.
Wow, you haven't seen the first one? The first one's really fucking good.
No.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too. I'll say, as much as I disliked The Last Jedi with Rian Johnson, and I shit on him pretty fucking hard, he brought it for 2 fucking Knives Out movies, and you know, maybe it's just a different project, different budget, different type of genre. These work for him real fucking well. I'm a Rian Johnson Knives Out fan. I'll give him props.
All right.
You know? Anyway, where y'all want to go? Did we lose Blue?
I wanted to actually ask Blue what the fuck he wanted to talk about his cultural thing, but he done left.
All right.
So, no, we're not gonna talk about the whole podcast. No, it's too late.
Yeah.
I gotta talk about this. Okay, so you guys all familiar with the classic shaving a haircut knock, right? The little dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah. If you're a kid of the 80s, Who Framed Roger Rabbit really brought that knock to light, especially adding a song. Cause it'll be in like Looney Tunes commercials and stuff like that. But so I use that knock a lot whenever I knock on a door. Always shaving a haircut. Always do that. Well, so the daycare my son goes to, the lady that hosts that does a daycare, she's of Latin descent. And recently there was a TikTok video that I dropped where a guy is like, he explains like, oh, you know, this song is from that knock is from shaving a haircut. And I had asked the sweetness, I'm like, hey, do you know what this knock is called? So I do the knock. And she's like, yeah, that's really offensive. I'm like, wait, what?
Whoa.
She's all, yeah, apparently in Mexico or in Latin countries, that knock is really, really bad. And so like I was like, wait, what do you mean? She's like, it's like super offensive. And so I was able to look it up and see what it means. So the knock also rhymes with something else. And this is so bad. So in Spanish it's chinga tu madre cabron. Cabron.
Fuck your
Yeah,
mother.
so it basically says go rape your mother, asshole. And so my son's been going to this daycare for more than a year. And I've been knocking on these people's door with that knock for like the longest fucking time. And I'm pretty sure they're like, this fucking asshole. I'm like, what the fuck?
At a daycare.
Yeah, the daycare's inside of her house. So, and like everybody inside the house is Mexican.
This is what they hear every time you knock on the door. Go fuck your mother, asshole.
Yeah. Chinga tu madre, cabrón.
But wait, Blue, hold on. Where does it come from, though, in terms of that, like, Spanish expression for it?
I don't know. I tried doing a little bit of research. I haven't found out the origin of it.
So
But
I think
I just learned it's bad.
I think it comes from a rock band called Molotov. It's a Mexican rock rock band, they have a song that's titled that, and it's probably it sounds like kind of the same kind of beat. So it could be from them. Just look up the group Molotov and look up that exact title, and it'll pop up.
How old is that song?
I don't know. Probably like more than a decade, 2 decades maybe.
Yeah, this
Molotov's
is
been
like,
around for a little while. Molotov's
this
been
is
around
like
for a while.
a really, really old offensive thing.
Damn.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'll try to see if I can find out more about it, but like, yeah, it's I stopped. I changed my knock when I knock on the door now. Now I just like open up the fucking police knock.
Oh god dang.
Now I know what to
This
do
is
today.
ice.
Next
It's
time I go to
immigration.
TJ, now I know what to do at the bar if somebody pisses me off.
Yeah, there
Look
you go.
at him.
Maybe I'll do like cucaracha or something like that.
Damn.
Damn, dude, you've been opening eyes, man, with these cultural.
Dude, like I
learnings.
felt like once I learned about it, like I felt so bad. Like I kind of want to ask them, like, hey, I usually knock a certain way. Like, I'm sorry, but have that been offensive to you guys? Like, I want to ask them and see, but I also don't want to ask them and find out that I have been offensive this whole fucking
It's
time.
like, hey, we can't watch your kid no more.
Yeah, like get your little bastard out of here.
That
I
reminds
guess
me.
he's not a bastard. We're married.
It's yeah, this is what it was. When I went to Australia, like apparently a thumbs up is offensive in Australia.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like fucking weird. Well, I mean, it's weird to us because it's normal to us, but
So it's like the middle finger to them? Or?
sort of, yeah.
Okay.
It's considered obscene, so.
Yeah, those cultural differences are fucking wild because I always like the ones where, what is it, the Irish that or the British or whatever that are saying cunt all the time and don't mean it like really offensively.
Yeah, and like bollocks or dog's bollocks. So it's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bollocks.
You know.
Well,
Well,
I think I want to say like in Europe, the way you give a peace sign could be offensive
Yes,
too.
it is
Yeah.
very. So if you watch the very first Kingsman, Terrell, what's his fuck? Terrell Edgerton, he does the peace sign but it's like a middle finger. So if you
Yeah.
do this means peace. If you do it the other way, it means fuck you.
Wait, like
Yeah,
turn around like this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
turned around means fuck you. So if
Right.
you watch, soccer players apparently do this. So
When I used to work for a private school, like there was a guy that worked it. He was from England, and he would do that to the kids. He'd be like, how come we do it
all
that way?
bad.
The kids be like this, and he'd be like this.
But
And I think it's just a gesture too. It's like you gotta like kind of
Yeah, you gotta
look at
shove it
somebody
up
else, but you
there.
have that extra finger
Shove
up.
it up there. Yeah, you gotta shove it up there.
That's wild because like if you're saying bye, it's like
yeah,
throw it up, you know what I
I
mean?
never
Like,
go like this. I feel like this is some like Harajuku
Yeah,
girl
like this.
shit. Hi.
Yeah, right.
Like
Yeah, you got.
it's just-
Yeah, if you go
deuces,
like
bitch.
this, apparently this is offensive in British speaking, or especially England, Britain.
now do you
Especially
have
if
to
you
put
shove
like,
it.
do you have
Shove
to
it
put your tongue in between it or you know?
No, just doing this motion is bad. If you go like this.
Okay. So the tongue in between it makes it good then or better.
No, well, I guess it depends on the person, really. That might get you in trouble in a different way.
I'm just trying to win over fans and
No, you don't do the totally opposite.
If you want to win over fans, you know what to do. OnlyFans, bro. OnlyFans.
Oh,
Please,
God
page.
dang.
Get it done. Right up there with
Yeah.
Iggy Azelea.
Yeah. Is he got a only?
Yeah, apparently. Apparently, I don't know what's on it though. Is she like going nudes or what?
Yeah. She's,
Oh, all right.
He's on it right now. He's all distracted. He's all, oh, yeah.
like I've seen some there's video content on there too.
Oh,
And
damn.
I'm actually, I mean, she's not like, well, at least the videos I've seen from my research for the podcast.
Research purposes only.
She's not like touching herself. She's just like nude. I mean, it's basically like what girls would do like back in the day for Playboy. Like
So
she's
can
not
you-
showing.
Can you see the
Titties.
hairy asshole or not? That's what I want to know.
Nah,
Balloon? No balloon knot?
no balloon knots.
All
From the
right.
videos I've seen, there could be some content out there that's not out there.
I mean,
out there.
doesn't Cardi B have an OnlyFans?
I mean, she used to strip, but I don't know if she has an
I'm
only.
pretty sure she has an OnlyFans.
Damn.
So
Everybody got one then.
I guess so. Oh yeah, see Iggy Azelea OnlyFans and see Cardi B OnlyFans as we do this live on the podcast. Oh yeah, Cardi B's OnlyFans $4.99. Hey, there you go.
Iggy
What's wild
Azelea was
to me?
like $25 a month.
Wow. I guess what's wild to me is I would think, and I don't know her finances like that, but I would think you got buku dinero, but maybe you just can get more, and this is another source
But
of income.
I heard that she sold off like her music catalog like recently. So I mean, I guess she's not hurting for money, but you know, if you want to, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like that, like what do they say? Like good I can't say the word.
Publicity.
Yeah, that word. How that's like any version of that is good. So maybe it's a marketing thing, or I don't know.
So
Just get her name
apparently,
back out there.
Cardi B launched her OnlyFans back in 2020, and apparently, back in September of last year, she claimed she made $10 million at $4.99 a pop.
God damn, that is a lot of chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Why's it gotta be chicken, bro?
I mean, okay, it's a lot of tuna.
Hey.
Damn.
Mm,
There you go.
Good for her, I guess. But
I mean, I never thought Iggy was like unattractive or anything. I mean, except for when White Girls came out, then I kind of fucking fucked with my head a little bit. But I don't know. Get that money, girl. I mean, she's not making money like what was it Bad Bunny made, or where that girl is from the
Bad Bunny's a guy.
Dr. Phil. Bad Barbie, what the fuck? I don't know, all these
Baby,
baddies or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a totally different person. So just before we go on, Bad Bunny is like this international superstar, like one of the most successful people in music these past 4 or 5 years.
The other one is Cash Me Outside Girl.
Yeah.
You need somebody needs to change their name.
Bad Bunny sold more records than like Drake and Beyonce of late. So
Yeah.
Every time I hear Bad Bunny's name, I always think of the Catch Me Outside Girl.
Yeah, Bad Bunny
every fucking time.
Bad Bunny's a billionaire, if I'm not mistaken. He hit like $1 billion like last year.
Yeah, he's fucking big time and shit. And they play his fucking songs
all the time,
especially down here. It's like the B tracks they'll be playing. I'm like, God,
yeah, they be playing.
You'd be on an elevator.
Every 15 minutes, I hear one of his songs.
Well, it's funny because like down here, in Chula Vista, we get like the radio stations from Mexico too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
a lot of them.
Yeah, but I mean, basically fucking all of them because it's right there.
Yep. The thing that trips me out, and I still haven't gotten used to this. It'll be playing like just regular pop music or whatever on the radio, and then they'll switch to commercials, and it'll be like from the Republic of Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Where do I live? What is this?
That shit gets me too. Yeah. I mean, it's like we could like walk. We could literally walk to the border. It's not very fucking far.
You really could. Let me get my bike and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, Kronus, you said you got the new bike. You're pedaling outside.
Yeah, I went outside for the first time on a bicycle. Well, on like a semi road bike. I have a gravel bike. It's kind of like a road bike, kind of like a mountain bike. But I went outside for the first time last week just to see like how it worked because it has like there's all these modern features that new bikes have. So I bought like a bike computer for it. I have like a rear radar detector. So if like a car is coming up too close to me or is gonna hit me, like it warns me. And then
it warns you about to fucking die.
Yeah, you are going to die, asshole.
Damn.
And I have like what's called power pedal, so I can see like exactly how much power I'm putting down on the bike. Those are like my first mods that I got, which is already like a grip of fucking money, along with the bike. But yeah, I decided to go outside and go for a ride. And man, clipping in and out is way harder on like a moving bike than it is. So on my Peloton, I'm used to it. Like it's like second nature. I can get on and off that bitch like it's nothing. But on that bike, like everything's moving. It's all like fucking twitchy and shit. And like just trying to unclip, I'm just like, I just want to bust my ass. So I went around the block a bunch of times, which I live on a hill. So it was all just like hill climbs and shit. So, but it was cool. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you like adjust your like the angling of your clip-ons? Because I know for me when I first got mine, like dude, first of all my feet hella hurt after riding, and that's when I learned that like my angle of my foot was like, because you think your feet are straight when you're paddling, but your feet are kind of like turned in a little bit, and then like to unclick, you have to like twist your feet to get out, and like you have to it's interesting how the whole clip-on works for bikes.
Yeah, well, I have I think I'm using a zero float one. I probably should switch to one that has maybe like a 5-degree float or something like that. Maybe that'll be a little bit different, but it's just weird because like literally it's almost the same clip as the Peloton bike. I have to switch my cleats out, which is kind of stupid from my aspect. I probably should have bought a different set of pedals and just got like a gravel set of shoes, but whatever. So for right now, because like the shoes that I have for my Peloton bike, like $400 because I got like expensive shoes. So I probably should have just swapped.
You
them
should have
out.
bought you some Yeezys with that.
No,
No.
I would never buy Yeezys. But yeah, it was really cool just like getting outside and like riding. But it was also I have no idea what it's like to ride on a flat road yet because like I said, I was either going up a hill, down a hill, and there was like really no like flat road. So I had like no baseline on like how fast I can ride because on the Peloton, even in like my degraded gimpy leg state, I can still ride at basically around like 20 miles per hour, like consistently. It's harder now with the fucked up leg and foot, but I can still do it. But on the road, it was like I was averaging like 14 miles per hour, but I was also going like up and down. So I would average 14 miles per hour, but like my max speed would be like 35 miles per hour because when I would go downhill, I just fucking fly. So, yeah, it's been a good experience. I'd like to like go out and ride with somebody. That'd be kind of cool to like just to kind of get used to it. But
Yeah.
it's just nice to be able to get outside and do something because I do a lot of shit indoors. Like even most of my workouts are indoors. When I go to jiu-jitsu, it's all indoors. So that's why I'm fucking pale as shit.
Well, I may get a bike my damn self. My 07 beater car might be on its fucking last legs, and I don't really feel like having a car note. I only live like 2 miles away from work, so I don't know. I may get a bike and try to see what's up. We'll see.
I'll talk to you about it. You probably want to get a gravel bike like I do because it's something that you can take on the road and not be too slow, but also it has like it's more relaxed in the geometry, so you're not like constantly like it's like reaching over or way too far ahead.
Yeah.
So like with my bike, it looks like a road bike, but like I said, it's more slack, so I can sit up a little bit higher, and it has a minimum suspension in the front. I have like the top tube. There's a suspension setting that I can do, so it has like I think it's like 30 millimeters of vertical travel, and you can adjust like how how powerful it is. You can be like totally locked out, or some dampening, or a lot more dampening. But it's not like because usually like when you're on like a mountain bike and you try to like put down power while standing up and you have forks on, like when you put the power down, you like everything squishes and you lose power.
Yeah.
But on my bike, it's like minimum power loss, or I can just lock it all the way out and there's no power loss at all.
I got to get the lingo. I heard forks. I heard 30 millimeters. Yeah.
I'll show it to you, and I'll bring it over or something so you can see what I'm talking about. But it's kind of a neat feature to have. So like on the road, it just soaks up like all the little bumps on the road, and if I'm off road like on gravel, it like soaks up all the little bumps on gravel, so it makes it more comfortable.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think Blue, you saw this maybe, the Hitchhiker with a hatchet fucking movie.
Oh yeah, this documentary, man. This shit came out of left field. Like I wasn't prepared. So this is a documentary on Netflix. So you guys remember back in like I don't know, it was like 2006 maybe 2010, where it happened down in in
Stockton? Yeah, I think it's Stockton something.
No, I think it was down in Selena. I think it was down south somewhere.
Okay, maybe Fresno.
I think it was Fresno. Anyway, so this guy like he witnessed this. Actually, I didn't even know. I knew of the story, but I never knew exactly what happened. But like it just became like an internet sensation where the guy
I know the meme.
he was hitchhiking. Yep. Well, it was the meme. This was before memes. This was fucking when YouTube first came out. It was Wild Wild West, where this guy talked about how like he attacked this other guy with a hatchet, and he went smash, 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 and it was like this total surface looking dude, right? And so like this documentary follows that guy, and like this guy was like this story went all over the place. Like there's fucking a hero guy saving people. There's racism that happened. There's fucking drugs. There's fucking some pedophile stuff happening, and like eventually it ends with fucking murder. I was like, this shit went all over the fucking place. But it was so it was so good that I was just captivated, like from beginning to end, wondering what the fuck was gonna happen next. Where's your take on it, Prodigy? I know you watched it too, right?
Yeah, definitely watched it. Basically, this is true crime, and he's a homeless man who's a fucking. You know what?
Nomad.
He's a nomad. He's a lot like an exaggerated version of Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Literally, that's what he is. He was on Jimmy Kimmel because he got so fucking famous and went viral for that fucking video. And 3 months later, he's in fucking federal prison for 25 to life, basically, for murdering somebody. Now, the way he claims it, he claims that he got basically raped by some 70-year-old man who he was staying at his house temporarily. But what was wild, and I remember watching it and doing that same Leonardo DiCaprio thing, pointing at the screen like, this don't make no fucking sense. So, look at this part. It was like he was in Times Square. This old man picks him up. He takes him back to his place. They drink a little bit, and he crashes there. And then he takes him to the train station the next day to go to some other town to meet up with some other people. And
chick.
Yeah. One way or another, it doesn't work out with him going to the other town. The woman's not able to pick him up, his friend. And he calls the guy back, the same 7-year-old dude, and says, hey, can I stay with you again? And so he does. But then basically they get into a fight and he kills this guy with his bare fucking hand. And then
the guy tried to fuck them again. He claims.
He claims that the first night, this guy, like, he woke up with the taste of blood in his mouth and fucking nut on his lips.
Oh,
it's fucking wild.
And I was like, okay, maybe you're a terrible victim of a heinous ass crime.
Why would you go back though?
Why would you go back?
I mean,
not only did he go back, on the fucking train station video, he's hugging the guy, and like they're exchanging money or whatever. And I'm like, dude, there ain't no way you wake up with some old 70-year-old man's nut on your fucking lips and blood in your mouth and your pants down, and you think he assaulted you, and you go back for more the next day, unless you're into that. You know what I mean?
Unless you're into that, there's a lot of people, a lot of crazy kinks.
But the thing that got me too, even because the 7-year-old old man was a lawyer.
Yeah,
he was a lawyer, and I'm okay. You're picking up random hobos at Times Square and taking them back to your home, not a motel.
Yeah,
your home, dude. You are wild. If you're into gay sex or whatever with random dudes, whatever. You doing it at your home is about the biggest red flag risk you could get.
Yeah.
Well, see, when he was telling that story, like, at first I was like, okay, that old guy probably fucked him. Like, that's some crazy ass shit. But then I saw the video footage of him like hugging him at the train station, and then he went back to his fucking house. I'm like, okay, something's not adding up here. Like, come on now. Like, this shit doesn't make any kind of fucking sense. Yeah. But then he talked about earlier how he was like molested. Like they kind of play on. They don't play on. They kind of talk about how, like, you know, he was molested when he was younger, and how he became like, because he also like him. The whole viral video that happened was because he was actually hitchhiking with the driver, and they were smoking weed, but the guy said he laced it with like PCP, and he went on this like racist tirade, and he saw like some PG&E guys like working on like the ground or whatever, and he decided to try to kill the black guy. So he drove his car and pinned the black guy against the thing, and that's when the guy attacked him. But like, he had this whole hero mentality where he's got to save people. Like, there was a girl who was being raped, and he jumped in and attacked the guy and like fought the guy off with the girl. So he's got these hero aspects of him. But then like this raping thing happens with him, what he said was rape, and you kind of feel like, okay, at least for me, I felt like, okay, this guy was molested. Like, he has a reason to probably murder this guy. But then like I see the whole scene where he's hugging the fucking lawyer and then going back to his house again, and then he wakes up with the lawyer's pants down at his ankle, like talk about how's your butthole, some shit like that. I don't know. It's wild. It was just wild. It was just wild. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I wanted to feel for him, but then everything doesn't make fucking sense. And then like he like goes in hiding and like cuts his hair and like dyes or some shit, like some shit that you would do in a movie. And I was like, okay, you're guilty as fuck.
Don't forget the face tattoo.
Oh, the face tattoo. Yeah, he's got this. So when he went on Jimmy Kimmel's show, he signed some paperwork with some hieroglyphic letters. Like he didn't sign it like with like his name. He's put like symbols and stuff all over the paper, and he got that tattooed onto his face. At least that's what I got from like seeing his signature and seeing the tattoo. But like like it ends with him in jail, and he's like hella swole and like flexing for the camera and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, you're in fucking jail for murdering somebody. Like I don't. It's the show. It's just the movie. The documentary is very random, but very 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 interesting to watch.
Well, just like remember when we were talking about the folks who were evil ass fucking cowards who would bash a old elderly Asian man or woman for just walking on the street during the pandemic and whatnot, bashing them in the back of the head, and we were like, yo, you were just a fucked up evil person. Well, in a lot of ways, this 70-year-old lawyer let you crash at his house, regardless of whatever was going on sexually or was not. He let you crash at his house twice, and you killed an old man. Like, bottom line, you know.
This sounds like some Tiger King shit.
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
It's
Dude, my
wildness.
one of my favorite part of the series is he talked about how like his parents used to like lock him up, like lock him in his room, and he couldn't go outside, and like he could hear like the kids playing, and his cousin came home and he was saying like, yeah, I spent the night at the house and we had to go to bed early and stuff like that. And then the mom comes on and she's like, y'all guys just remember shit fucking wrong. Like, yeah, you had fucking behavior issues and this and that, and we had to keep the public safe from you and stuff like that. I was like, damn, mom just like fuck your couch. She was like, she took that story to a whole nother fucking level. I was like, wow, you really gotta get all fucking angles of a story, because like you might remember one thing, but like your parents remember something totally fucking different.
And it's not long. It's Tiger King was like 8, 9, 10 episodes or some shit. This shit is 1 hour and a half. It's as long as the first episode of The Last of Us. That's
yeah. Dude, when he was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, I like knowing that this was a documentary about murder. For the one thing that kept popping into my head was a scene from fucking Joker. The end part of the Joker where he's getting interviewed and stuff like that. I was like, damn, is he about to kill Jimmy on TV? But I'm like, this is in the past. He's not fucking going to murder him. But I just kept thinking like, man, he's just going to fucking murder Jimmy on his fucking live TV show. But actually, Jimmy Kimmel did a really good job when he was interviewing him, because dude was just off in left field, talk about random ass fucking shit.
Jimmy knows how to handle like crazy Hollywood celebrities. Some random hopeless man or whatever, it's not gonna fucking faze him. But I would be fucking pissed if I was Jimmy Kimmel. Y'all brought a fucking murderer like right on my show. I'm hugging him and giving him money. Like that shit was wild. You know what I mean? Jimmy didn't deserve that bullshit. You know? That was fucked up by his crew. Yeah. So in any event, check it out if you like some true crime and some wild
it's fucking wild. It's up there. This is up there with Tiger King as far as being like a wild ass fucking show or wild documentary.
And there was the other one. It was like Making a Murderer was pretty fucking crazy too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Making a Murderer.
I never watched that one. That one's fucked up. I always heard.
Yeah, I watched that one. That's another true crime one. That shit was. That shit was still to the. I think that guy's still in fucking jail, and I'm still like, why? Like this guy's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kronus, did you ever see the Killer Sally one?
No, Killer Sally.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, let me sell it to you. Two are former Marine in Oceanside, bodybuilder, with her bodybuilder husband. This is in the 90s, just before or right after OJ. And she kills her bodybuilder husband in front of the two kids.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's real fucking tragic. And they do the whole trial thing. And they talk about the fact that she's not only a bodybuilder, but very familiar with weapons, knew the damage of weapons and all that. And it was with a shotty, but the thing that really fucked her up was she shot him in the fucking head or the chest. He goes down. She goes into the back room of the apartment, loads it up again, reloads back while he's down, bleeding out and about to basically already dead. She double taps, blasts him again in the fucking face, and you could see it from the blood splatter on the inside of the lamp. And that was the proof that she did it while he was down and whatnot. And the whole time I was just like, oh shit, you're not going to be able to get your way out of this any kind of fucking way. And then both kids join the military and have some problems later in life as well. It's
I mean, yeah,
the dating story.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
You guys ever watch the one the documentary that like don't fuck with the cats or whatever or something like that?
Oh, I've heard about that one. I haven't seen it.
That one was fucked up.
I heard it's twisted. It's super
yeah,
twisted.
so that one's with like people like the internet coming together to solve a fucking crime, because like a guy kept posting a video of him like brutalating cats and stuff like that, and people were able to find out who exactly he was. And it's the shit they would like. They looked at the pictures and saw like, oh, he has a pack of marbles. Well, that brand is only sold in this location, and like they were checking like fucking barcodes and like the type of sheets and stuff he had on his bed. Like they were like super analyzing his video. But then there's also another one that's there's a documentary about that hotel in LA where like a bunch of people like kind of died at. It was in there was an episode of there was a season of American Horror Story that takes place in this hotel.
It's a famous hotel. Yeah.
They covered a story about an Asian girl who is murdered in the hotel. Like you probably saw the video where she like this Asian girl, she gets into an elevator and she's like freaking out. She's like looking outside of the elevator. Like it looks like somebody's coming after her, and like you kind of get the impression like there's ghosts or spirits or some shit after her, and she ends up they end up finding her body like later on, and she's like inside of like the water tower thingy. They're trying to figure out like, okay, did somebody murder and put her in there? It's just fucking crazy. But like, it kind of, they talk about like, there's a guy who's like he's like a rocker, and people assume that he was the one that killed her just because he wasn't even in the area at that time. They just profiled him as being the murderer of killing her and like ruined his whole fucking life. And like, they never fucking apologized or anything for it. But like, I don't know, just some of the murder mystery shows that they have on Netflix are really good, and just like I like the ones where like the internet kind of comes together to solve a crime, but in this instance they fuck somebody's life, which is fucking tragic. But it's really good. The plot twist at the end, holy shit, didn't see that coming.
What the fuck?
Oh, I still gotta watch
it because it's like wow, like shit.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm still behind. I gotta watch the whole like the sex cult one with the chick from Swallow. It's on HBO Max. I'm just meaning to watch that one. Haven't seen it. It's like 4 episodes, but they're like 90 minutes per episode, I believe.
Oh, with Allison Mack.
Yeah, that one. So that one's still on there, but I haven't seen it yet. But
I remember that
one.
Oh wait, that's on Amazon or on HBO Max?
It's on HBO Max. Yeah, there's
watch that.
and then like there's ones that Lisa Ling, she's like used to be on The View. She has some ones that are kind of messed up on there too. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, Lisa Ling is bold as fuck. She'd be talking to anybody like murderer.
She don't care. Yeah, she don't care. She used to be a reporter. She used to be a reporter. Sorry, but she's like tries to be. Yeah, I guess she tries to pull that Barbara Walters and just be like, I don't give a fuck. We gonna talk.
Damn, I'd be watching her and like afraid for her. Like,
yeah, you in danger, girl. What are you doing?
Exactly.
Stranger danger.
Like seriously. Real quick, can I switch it up a little bit? Like on a little bit more serious topic, man. There's some hardcore accusations going on against your boy Justin Roiland.
Yeah,
co-creator of Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is like one of the ones. Obviously, you hope that they're all not true, right? But these are true. I mean, like it'd be hard to watch Rick and Morty again because he's like the creator and the voice of.
I'm glad I finished High in Life.
Yeah, I finished that shit too.
Glad I finished that shit.
Yeah.
So talk about the accusations.
Yeah. I think one of them is felony domestic violence. Another one I saw was imprisonment.
Yeah.
Of a woman he was dating, and again, I hope the truth comes out. And if he did any of this, then fuck him. But what the entire shit? You're like on top of the world, and potentially doing some incredibly evil, fucked up things to people.
Yeah, I mean, if it's true, obviously, fuck him. But I hope it's not something like the what was that guy's name? The Asian, Indian guy that got fucked over from a
Oh,
bad date.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, Aziz
yeah,
Ansari.
she's great.
Yeah, because I don't know if anybody remembers that shit that's listening to this, but he got accused of like some really fucked up sexual shit too, and it ended up just being a bad date.
Yeah.
And like the woman just didn't like the way that he had sex, and it's just like, okay, I mean, we've all had bad sex before, but accusing somebody of sexual assault is like two totally different things. So
Yeah. The one that really like fucking broke my heart in terms of me feeling sorry for him was Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
got caught up in some just zeitgeist of the time with that shit. And remember, they put Cosmos season 2 on hold and shit, and case and all that. They were, or National Geographic was trying to investigate and all that other stuff. It turned out he didn't do any fucking thing wrong at all. But I hope that's the case here. But holy fucking shit, it's not.
I know that this guy has like kind of a drinking problem because I've heard like not podcast but like a little behind the scenes of the making of Rick and Morty. Like there's like he would drink a lot to do the voice of Rick, like just to portray that drunken state of Rick. And like I think I've heard like he's really like kind of violent when he is drunk. So I mean this is I don't know. I gotta check my source, but I remember hearing about this a lot, especially like when it comes to his creativity. Like a lot of the time he's under the influence. I mean, I'm not sure I'm saying that that's the reason why he did what he did, but like he kind of have a bit of a history in that aspect. So
I mean,
we'll see.
If you're like an incredible voice actor, even playing a drunkish character, if you have to get fucking hammered every time, that's not, that's wild. If that's true, that's wild.
not a good look. I mean, look at the content he creates, though. It's not the most happy-go-lucky stuff. And that I don't think the rest of you saw the failed like pilot they had for Showtime or whatever, where they're trying to rape a baby. That was not the business either. So
Oh yeah, I remember that. Wasn't
sorry,
there?
what?
Yeah, there's this pilot that they did for
Some
Showtime
celebrity
or
was behind
whatever.
that too.
I don't know who else is in it. The guy that's in the thing, it's like this guy he's like obsessed with this couple's like newborn baby. And the baby's a doll, but he sneaks into the crib, pulls on his pants, and he tries to go into the business, and it's not a good look. So
No, that's all bad. We'll see what happens. We'll follow that fucking shit closely.
Yeah, there was like a big celebrity that was part of that too. Like
possibly, I
I
don't
want
know.
to say it was not Cardi B or Doja Cat or something.
No, not in the video that I watched. It's only one person or two people. There's two people. I don't think Cardi B.
Oh no, it was what's the black chick's name? The comedian chick with the has a little mole on her cheek.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish, yeah. There was. Is that the same? Because she had some controversy that happened, like I think, like last year.
Oh, she got
Like,
canceled.
She's on polar. She's on polar opposites, but she's not in that pilot because the pilot.
Okay.
The pilot is pre Rick and Morty, at least 2-3 years before Rick and Morty.
Oh, that's a long time.
I think that this show was it had teenagers in it. I think they were like just underage, and they talked about like sex stuff, and it just looked really bad, and she got canceled because of it.
No, she did some fucked up shit. She basically got canceled.
That's all bad.
We're gonna see. Y'all see the kind of teaser stuff for Rebel Moon?
Oh yeah, I did.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Rebel Moon.
Yeah, it's
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's Zack Snyder's opus to Star Wars and this other sci-fi movie I can't think of right now, but it was supposed to be a Star Wars film that he pitched to Lucasfilm in between, right, just before the buyout, and even after the buyout, they were still kind of talking, but they basically told him no, but he was still developing it, so he took the project and then decided to make it his own, but it's his own love letter to Star Wars, and it comes out end of the year, like December 22nd, I believe, this year.
Yeah.
And so Netflix released a sizzle reel of all the films, all their big budget films that are coming out this year, and Rebel Moon is on there, and this is the first time we ever see anything about Rebel Moon because there's no trailer,
Mhm.
no full trailer or anything. So you see snippets about it because there's certain characters in the film that I didn't know were even in it, or certain people. I'm sorry, certain actors, people they're in the film that I didn't know about.
Yeah, supposedly Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg in the Justice League stuff, uh, is definitely in it. I'm really fucking happy for him because he got fucking rickrolled and shit. But Jaimin Hansu, I think, is also
Yeah, he's in it.
so. I mean, they
He's
got
also the guy from he plays Ezekiel in Walking Dead, right? King Ezekiel or whatever.
No,
no,
Jaime
somebody else.
he's the wizard in Shazam.
Yeah, exactly.
He's also
Oh,
in Black
okay,
Adam.
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
also the wizard in Black Adam. But also Charlie Hunnam is in it. I didn't know he was in it. And then old girl, I can't pronounce the name, but she's in a bunch of stuff actually. She was in the American version of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. She's in the Tom Cruise Mummy. She's in she was in a bunch of like, actiony kind of films.
yeah, the Italian model, I think, or something like that, or
Something
Spanish,
like that.
something
So
like
she's the main character in the film. So
it. I'm cautiously optimistic. It looks like really interesting. I enjoyed the fuck out of Army of the Dead. That was fun as shit with Dave Bautista and all that. So we'll see. I mean, some good sci-fi. I feel like Netflix kind of has the model with Glass Onion in terms of releasing stuff in December just for them. You know what I mean? Like a full-length movie, and this is a two-parter.
yeah, this is two movies being shot at once. So it'll be part one in 2023, and part two will probably be like spring of 2024. Because that's why we haven't heard from Zack Snyder. The whole Snyderverse is like, oh no, he's coming back now. He's busy doing his own shit.
Doing that shit. So we'll see.
Good, because fuck the Snyderverse.
God damn.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
you did see that. You
I
did
stay
see
consistent.
but you did see Justice League, right?
I saw Justice League. I didn't watch the one that was rehashed. Fuck, I don't want. Ain't nobody got time
What?
for that.
Oh,
Dude,
that's,
I had a lot of time for it. I watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
watched
watching.
it.
Uh,
I watched it in
only seen
color.
one.
I watched it in black and white.
I'm
And then I
watching it
watched it
0
again in color
times.
again.
I did not watch it in black and
Not
white. That's why
interested.
they introduced a black and white version. I forgot.
Hey,
Well, no,
if
so
you failed once, you fucking failed. No takes his
God,
backseat.
but it wasn't him though.
It wasn't him. That's true.
What do?
Fuck that. It
Man.
was him. He made a bunch of other shitty ass movies too, though, with a bunch of shitty ass editing. Like everybody pretends that just that one movie was shitty. No, like he made a bunch of other movies that made no fucking sense that had shitty editing.
But the Justice League one truly wasn't him though.
I know,
This-
but still, I don't give a fuck. Fuck him.
It's really good. It's worth watching.
It was good.
It's 5 hours long, but it's worth watching.
It's 4. It feels like it was only 4.
No, the only way I'm watching a movie that long is if it's Lord of the Rings. Like, I'm not watching some fucking Justice League that long. Like, no.
See, I didn't like Lord of the Rings because it was too fucking long. But I watched
Really?
the Snyder thing 3
The
times.
It was the Return of the King that was the longest one for that.
Yeah. But that shit was nonstop action
It
and fucking
was.
entertainment. They gave us what we wanted.
I loved it. That shit was awesome. What y'all playing lately?
I'm kind of in between games. I went back to, not Ghost Song, fucking Have a Nice Death Day, but on they had an update for it and it fucked it up on the Steam Deck, so I have to like unfuck it. Like it keeps like when I start the game now, it just automatically goes in like the super move thing, and it just won't stop. So and there's a workaround for it, but now the workaround doesn't work anymore, so I have to repatch it again. I need to get that Evil West game. I need to pick it up. But I'm kind of waiting for Forspoken to come out. What's annoying about like because I was trying to buy it on through the PSN store app because that's how I bought God of War because I bought the physical copy of God of War that way. But for some reason with Forspoken you can't buy the physical copy through the app store through the PlayStation Store. It's only the digital copy. So I'm like, no, I want the physical one. So I have to. And if you go to GameStop, you can't order it for pickup online. So I have to actually walk into the goddamn store for pickup.
Gotcha.
Can you buy it on Amazon?
I could, but I got points through. Well, I guess I could just do it to fucking Amazon. Fuck it. Yeah, just want to. I just want to make sure I get it the day it comes out. With GameStop, they used to have like it was free for the day one release, and now they don't do that. I think Amazon probably still does. So let me just do that.
Well, you might even get a day early sometimes because Amazon be kind of fucking up sometimes.
Yes, you can also get it late because Amazon be fucking up sometimes.
Yeah, you get a hella late.
That's all bad.
What do you guys
They
play?
be like, your package is en route, but we don't know where it is.
All bad.
What about you, old ninja?
So I've been playing a lot of fucking Modern Warfare because everyone keeps saying, "Hey, you playing a lot of Modern Warfare?" I'm like, I guess. Like, well, you're maxed out, Mom. There's a lot of people maxed out, so whatever.
You prestiged?
That just
Yeah,
means you are
I
playing a lot of
prestige.
it, and other people are playing a lot of it. Like,
Yeah, I
Everybody's playing a
prestige.
lot of it.
Yeah, I prestige it all the way to where I maxed out, but I'm at the level where a lot of people maxed out. A lot of people already maxed out before me, but there's a lot of shit to do in the game, so everything you do gives you XP. So I guess.
wait,
But
wait,
what?
wait. You not gonna talk about my new boo, my new girl?
What? Who? That's your girl. That I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
You keep using her. You all looking up her backstory. You can talk. You can speak on it.
All right.
But I'm gonna pre-install probably tonight. Monster Hunter Rise because it releases tomorrow for everybody else except for the Switch because it's already been on the Switch for like a year. So Monster Hunter Rise, which is on Game Pass for Microsoft platforms. So I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna start the install later tonight. That way it's ready to go tomorrow. I gotta start Resident Evil 3 because I think I'm gonna give up on part 2. Even though I beat part 2, I'm like at a part where it's very, very frustrating and I don't want to restart. I'm like, I'm just gonna start part 3. Say fuck it. And I gotta finish God of War. I finished High in Life, so I got these other games I gotta get to now.
Good
Yeah,
shit.
that's pretty much. Oh, what else? Oh, I've been playing Division 2. Been helping people on that, and then what was the other one? Yeah, I think that's it.
Real quick, there is a actress with vitiligo on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and at first I was like, okay, that's interesting. Never seen this before. And then I started using her, and I was just like, you know what? I really like this. This is fucking cool. And she just has a cool vibe. And I looked up the actress, the character. They do it a lot like Rainbow Six Siege, so it's Nova Brown, and like I think she has a British accent, but the actress is like from Colorado. I went way down a fucking internet rabbit hole, fucking stalking her.
Add her on Instagram.
He was fat, and he was fapping the whole way too.
I didn't know I was gonna be into her, and now
He was
I
fapping
am.
hard. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He
You
rubbed.
found you
Let
unlocked
rubs-
a new kink.
me just
He
tell you
rubbed
what.
some skin
I
off.
looked up Nova Brown, and let me tell you what the first pictures that came up is an old like 1973 Chevy Nova, a brown one. There's like two of those first, and then Nova Brown, and then a whole bunch of more fucking Chevy Novas. I'm like, bro, what
Yeah.
the fuck, man?
We gotta hype her up so she get more images. in
Yeah.
Google Street.
Yeah, but that's my go-to. That's my go-to operator on fucking Modern Warfare.
For
And I
now,
fucking like it.
season 2's in a month, so I could change up real quick.
Wait, they're not gonna have the same operators? What the fuck?
No, they'll add more. They're gonna add more operators, so you may switch to someone else in a month.
No, I got my vitiligo girl. Fuck that.
You say that. You say that.
Like,
You
okay.
say that now. You're gonna be switching shit. You go,
Chevy
oh
Nova.
shit.
Unless
They're
they got
gonna-
a new vitiligo girl, then maybe.
No, they'll probably add some shit that looks Zarya from Overwatch. You're gonna be all about that. You go, oh shit, I know that they could do that. You go, so you're gonna switch up as soon as they give you some Russian pink-haired fucking swole chick on there. You're gonna be switching up real quick.
You don't know me.
Neela Nova Brown.
Mm-hmm. Look her up. Modern Warfare.
This dude,
Got the
Since-
braids,
Since
got
we're
the bracelets. You know?
since we're talking about consoles and stuff like that, we didn't talk about this last week, but I mean, I haven't done much gaming lately, but like I have my PS5 over here on my wall mounted,
Oh,
and as you can tell, it's in the vertical position, and
the
I
wrong.
guess there's apparently that's not the position it needs to be in because there's a default or not a default defect
defects.
with the PS5 where basically the soldering, I think it can become hot where it melts and it will drip down and fuck up the internal parts of the PC or PC, the part of the console. So apparently horizontal is the way to go with your PS5. What's your guys' take on this? 'Cause I know
if you have it vertical, sometimes you wake up with blood in your mouth and semen on your lips.
Oh,
Say it.
hell
You know,
no.
man.
That's all bad. How?
Pants down,
God
70-year-old
damn.
man just coughing in the background. You know, it's all good.
I feel like
I wish this episode could be called that.
That's what I was
Sometimes you
thinking too,
wake
but I was
up.
like, I'm like, how can I like massage that one to like not, you know?
just say keep it just call it keep it horizontal.
No, with the blood in your mouth and see what your lips.
Not-
You
you should just put sometimes. You should put sometimes you wake up and just says ... So once it's an episode, they be like, okay,
damn.
I get it. That's where that's from.
It's all bad.
But yeah, I mean, all my other PS consoles have been vertical or been horizontal. This is just because I saw an ad, wall mount your PlayStation. I was like, oh, that's fucking dope. And plus, like exactly where mine's at, it's like next to my TV, so it looks really fucking cool. But now I found out that like, I might be killing it. So
Yeah, I don't think that's true though. Even though I know some experts say that, oh, this could happen, but yeah, I mean, Sony says you can do it however you want. The reason why I think that it's kind of bullshit is because it's been out for like more than 2 years now.
Yep.
Have we heard of any instances of this happening to anybody?
a handful.
Like
Yes, now.
it would have 100% happened by now.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know the percentage of the folks who do keep it vertical. Everybody I know besides you, Blue, keeps that shit horizontal.
Yeah, the only time I see it vertical is when it's wall mounted like Blue's, because like it's so fucking tall. Like if you mount it vertically,
Yeah,
it's
you,
like,
you can.
yeah.
Even like all the other, like even like from the 2 up to now, like they're always fucking tall. It's like hard to have it vertical. Like there's no space for it to be vertical. Like you have to have it horizontal. It just makes fucking sense. Like it just works better aesthetically for you to have vertical. But just I have it wall mounted, so it's like a little art piece.
Yeah,
Even though it fell, my shit fell recently.
Oh shit!
Shit!
Yeah, it fell off the wall because the charging cable for the controller was laying on the ground, and Sebastian found it.
Oh no!
It just fell. So like if I move my PlayStation, or you can't see it, there's like a nick in the wall from when it fell, and it like fucking like dug into the fucking drywall. It's really fucking funny, but it still worked. So it's a fucking trooper.
There you go.
Damn.
It's built differently.
now it's all like you dropped me and you got me hanging on the wall the wrong fucking way. Now it's gonna die in like 2 days.
Damn. Damn.
Holy fucking
I was
shit.
gonna say, good thing it's not black because I have it hanging on the wall. That'd be all bad, but it's white.
Oh, so you know what?
Oh.
Jesus.
You had to go there.
I
did.
gotta put this out there. I fucked up.
What?
So I forgot an RIP.
Who?
I gotta do it now. So RIP to fucking Google Stadia.
Oh,
Stadia.
It's
Oh,
the Stadia.
The
That shit,
Stadia.
Stadia.
I thought it was Strava.
Tomato tomato. Because it's was it Latin for stadium? Whatever the fuck whatever.
Isn't
It's a
stadium
brick
Latin for stadium?
No, apparently Stadia is Latin for stadium. That's
Okay.
that's why they named it stadium.
That's why it's a dead ass language.
Yeah, exactly.
That our language is based on.
Yeah, a dead language for a dead console. So yeah, apparently if you have any of that stuff, if you have the software, it's dead. If you have any of the peripherals, that shit's a brick now. It's a paperweight. You're welcome. Yeah, apparently it shut down today. So
The thing that was fucking sad is Google has fucking more money than anybody in the fucking world. And you knew they weren't going to seriously invest in this. This was just some bullshit ass vanity project that they half-assed. They never put their heart and fucking soul and really wanted to make this a thing. It felt
a lot of companies do that with their shit, but Google does that with a lot of their products too, because we had the Google Glass. Like where the fuck did that go?
It's on your phone, but yeah.
But their AR glasses that they had.
Oh yeah, they just integrated it on their phone, but yeah.
But something I learned recently. I'm big ups to fucking Google for this. So as a photographer, I think this is a fucking amazing. But so you didn't know cameras are really designed for like white people. So, and it shows when you take pictures, there's a thing called there's a calibration card that a lot of photography or photographers used to use back in the past. So, and there's a bunch of white people in there. You take pictures to kind of calibrate your cameras so you can take pictures, but except it doesn't work for like black people. Well, Google had released for their Pixel, at least for the Pixel cameras, they have like I want to call it like the black enhance, where like the camera can take pictures of black folks and make them look amazing. Like it's not like because usually when the camera focus, like with automatic cameras, to create white balance, it kind of takes like a picture of everything and kind of figure out like what's the right calibration of light that everything should have. But like with the Google Pixel, it can figure out like, okay, this is dark skin, so I need to like kind of calibrate for that. And so like instead of like the background being like either too bright or too dark, like it actually makes up for that, and like pictures come out amazing with the Google Pixel, which is amazing. But I think a lot of phones now too do that. Like they're able to take pictures of darker skin and like make the shit look great. Like get the skin tone right, don't over bleach stuff or under bleach, or not under bleach, but over tone stuff.
Under bleach. God dang.
Shout out to Google for that, because I think that's kind of cool, and like the fact that they're kind of moving in that forward direction, I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah, if
So
you want to
are we
like read an interesting story about the same issue, look up Kodak Gold film.
Yes.
And that's what showed like racial bias in like unthought of places is like the story of Kodak Gold film. So
Damn. So are we talking CAD's patent amazing, or how are we talking?
What?
It's going to make you know who CAD's patent is, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So it's going to make make you look that kind of good, or not?
I mean it's just gonna make it so you're not like a goddamn shadow in the background and everybody white in your picture looks fucking great. I mean,
Okay.
That's what it is. It's the same thing with like when you go use those sensors in the bathroom with like for washing your hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're just like the ISO levels are so low that it doesn't pick up like dark hands. So we can't like put our hands underneath it like this, like with our palms
dark
down.
skin.
You have to put your palms up. If and sometimes it still doesn't fucking get you. Like you have to what I have to do is I put my palm like vertical and like go in and out, and then hopefully it fucking picks up something. But it's because of the shitty ISO levels on the sensor. Ones that have higher ISO levels will pick up pretty much any skin tone. But just one of the things that people don't think about.
What's really interesting is that there was an episode of Stuff You Should Know where they talk about face recognition, and like they use they talk about how like for crimes or for criminal stuff, not for criminals, just facial recognition altogether. Like when they calibrate these devices, they mainly use like white people's face for this, and so like a lot of the times the face recognition can't pick up darker skin, and not just like black folks, but like anybody who has like a complexion that's on the darker side of the spectrum. But I just I don't know. It's just interesting how like they don't take that into consideration. Like when they talked about like the whole face recognition, they when it comes to face recognition, the system is like 98% accurate when it comes to like white male, but when it comes to female, I think it drops down to like 80. But when it comes to black male, they drop down to like 20%. And when it comes to like black female, it drops down to like 10%. Like it's really bad at recognizing like darker skin.
So we all don't look alike.
Not apparently AI we do.
According to technology, we all don't look alike.
So the cards that I was talking about, they're called the Kodak Charlotte cards, and they were used for photographers to be able to calibrate their cameras.
What did you call the card?
Charlotte?
Shirley. Shirley.
Cards. Yeah.
Shirley
card. Yeah. My bad.
Is Charlotte?
Shirley.
Who's Charlotte? The hell?
And it's interesting, like some of the images I see, like there's an image where like there's a white lady, an Asian lady, and a black woman, and like the white lady's face is just like glowing. The Asian lady, she's like there, her skin tone is really nice, but then the black lady, she's like just dark, not like dark, but like she's her skin isn't glowing how it should be. And it's like in the 90s. Holy shit! I didn't realize. I thought it was like maybe like the 70s, 80s, but wow.
Do we lose Prodigy?
Yeah, he messaged us. No, he's all right. He had to drop off.
Okay.
HR looking for
Oh,
him.
HR caught him. Another retroactive food to catch. Okay.
So yeah,
You
All
guys
right.
want to wrap
yeah, I think
up
we're gonna wrap
or
it up. Yeah, unless you got something else to talk about. I got it. Yeah.
I can wrap it up.
Okay. All right, Old Ninja, what you got?
Like I said before, just playing. Probably gonna start some Monster Hunter Rise. Waiting on some more Last of Us episode 2 on Sunday. Um, pretty much it's supposed to rain, I guess, pretty soon. If not, if
Again?
it's not, yeah, if it's not raining already, so I'm probably gonna try to stay dry, take care of some stuff. Yeah, it's kind of just gonna take care of some personal business, and then that's pretty much it.
All right, Blue, what you got?
For me, my mom's birthday is coming up. My mom's birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday to Mama Blue. Actually, not Mama Blue, Mama Red. So fun fact, little fun story. My mom, her nickname growing up as a kid was Red. My nickname that I use for the podcast is Blue, which is really interesting because if you know who I am, you understand how that's really funny. But yeah, happy birthday to my mom. Last week, somebody at my job had tested positive for COVID, so I had to like isolate from my family for like 10 days and stuff like that. So hopefully this week, I mean, I tested negative the whole time. I tested negative, never had any symptoms, so everything's good and everything and all that. But this weekend, I just plan on hanging out with my son. The sweetness is working. So I'm hoping it doesn't rain too badly this weekend, so we can kind of do some stuff. Because, like I mentioned on the podcast, I got him a lightning. I didn't get him. I guess I did. I got him a Lightning McQueen. Yeah, no, so I got him a Lightning McQueen Power Wheel, and he's mainly been riding it inside of the house. So I'm hoping that it can kind of dry up, so I can take it to the park, so he can like really cut loose with it. Because he actually understands how to turn. Like he could drive from like the living room to the kitchen, or to like his room, which is kind of cool. So I'm hoping I can take him to the park, so he can just kind of floor it, just have as much fun as he wants. Probably bring like an extra battery so we can have a extended time, because I converted it so it can use like the batteries for my drill, which is I don't know, the batteries for the drill is pretty fucking cheap. So they're the drill I have is a Black & Decker, so they're really fucking cheap. But something I discovered recently. So if you guys did not know, like I was on American Idol, which I'm pretty proud of, even though it was like 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago.
Damn,
But
that was a long time ago.
I actually found out that a contestant or a person I was in line with for the audition, she actually lives here in Hayward. She lives very fucking close. And the way I found out she lives close is that I think I mentioned on this podcast before, there's this project called Buy Nothing Project, where basically like people just kind of, post up saying like, hey, I got this item. Do you want it? You give it to them, whatever, not. So people aren't like buying stuff that they don't need to buy. They can just buy or get it from somebody else for free. And she posted in this group, and I was like, wow, this name looks so familiar. And I hit her up. I was like, oh shit, hey, you live in Hayward? She's like, oh yeah, I do. And so we've been kind of chit-chatting lately. And it would just be kind of fun to like talk to somebody who experienced the same story that I experienced. Because I can tell the story as many times I can tell I'm blue in the face, but she was there too, so she understands like how it all happened. So it'd be kind of cool to like maybe record a video of her and I talking, kind of reminiscing about what happened, and hopefully maybe post it on the podcast.
Yeah, do that. We'll do some behind the scenes with American Idol, because the stories that I've seen, and even from you, are like what you see on the TV is not actually what occurs on American Idol if you're a contestant.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to do, and she's really close. She has a daughter that's the same age as my little boy Bash, but I don't know. I got to talk to her and see like how she feels about that, because that'd be kind of cool to get her on, to get her side of the story, because it her experience. Because so the way she plays the role in my story is that she actually lived in Tracy at the time, and so when this all happened, like I totaled my car, but I caught Greyhound down there for the audition. Well, I met her in line, and she was there with her mom, and they drove back from LA to the Bay Area, and they gave me a ride. So she was my ride back to the Bay Area.
I didn't know that.
And then I took Bart, like they drove me off to like I want to say they dropped me off in Oakland. I took Bart to like Fremont Bar. My friend MLP just picked me up, and he drove me down home to San Jose. So she plays a critical part of the story of my whole American Idol, not descent or
Journey.
My journey. Yeah. So it'd be kind of cool to like talk to her, but like it's a fun story. She didn't make it, but like she was in that pre-audition part, so she could talk about like the story of like how great people were still getting turned away. But and she was a great singer too. So I don't know what happened, but yeah. So yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm doing this weekend.
That's cool. And for me, I'm actually down 11 fucking pounds since the beginning of the year. Sober for another couple weeks, and then I'll be back, I guess, on the wagon sometime after that, I guess. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a more solid fitness routine in, so I can get back stronger to, with jiu-jitsu. I still got, obviously, problems with my foot. I'm rolling again, but it's hard because I can't, post on my foot really at all, my right foot. It's because it's damaged. And then now my right shoulder's acting up because I'm getting old. So I bought a pull-up bar so I can hopefully fix my shoulder, because apparently you can just hang and it'll hopefully fix my shoulder, because I don't want to have any kind of surgery or anything if I can avoid it. So I'll try to fix that. But after those two things are fixed, I can try to get back into a more solid strength routine and try and get a little yoked again, and try to make it to brown belt. That's one of my goals for the next 2 years is get to brown belt, and then after that get my black belt. So yeah, them's my goals.
Are you trying to get in brown belt in 2 years?
Well, I'm a purple belt now, so I should have already been a brown belt if I'd have kept training. If COVID never happened, I'd have been a brown belt already, and I'd have been like well on my way to being a black belt. But COVID happened, I couldn't train. So
yeah. I get that. Because you have to test, right? You have to do your test to get to brown belt or whatnot.
At this place, yes. But my old place, no. Not every jiu-jitsu place you need to be able to. You don't have to test, but usually with jiu-jitsu is kind of weird because the way we spar, it's it's live sparring, so you know what works and what doesn't. So if you're basically beating everybody at the gym, if beating everybody at your belt level consistently, then you should probably be looking at going up a level. But I know in this gym they do have a testing requirements, and they're kind of exhaustive. So that's something else that I'll have to get into, and I'll have to get into more of like the self-defense part of it with specific techniques. So which I don't mind. I mean, most of the shit comes semi-naturally at this point anyway.
Yeah, because I know that a lot of martial arts disciplines, a lot of them have some kind of test. You have to beat a test. You have to complete a test, not written. You have to complete your test that you're basically the basic techniques up to that level to advance to the next level.
Yeah.
You have to get bullets in your teeth or catch flies with chopsticks.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's the whole goal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see into the future.
You gotta be able to smack the wings off a fly. Your hand.
I have to unlock the Sharingan eye to level. So hopefully it's not Macking-Gal. I don't want to kill somebody that I love. Blue's gotta stay alive.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden you get a fucking red stone.
All right, Ninja, why don't you take us out of here?
All right. Users experience Blacks and Black Times Infinity. The dankest podcast on the internet. Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about Old Girl, the office out in Tennessee or whatever. We'll catch you next week. But
I'll train girl.
Yeah.
Training day girl.
You can check us out anywhere and everywhere at Bees and BTI. It's BTHANBTI. Anywhere you listen to your podcast, know that every Wednesday, 8:30-ish, we go live on YouTube. If you're not listening to us or watching us on YouTube, you can see what we look like on there. Check out our official website, benheadproductions.com/Bees and BTI. You can email us, beesandbti@gmail.com. We have a Discord. Let us know you want to join. Send us your Discord ID. And, we kind of probably should know who you are first, so we can let you in. And then on Amazon, there's an app that lets you know when we go live. You can download it. Watch us on there. There you go.
All right. Well, this bitch.
Oh, yeah.